Hey guys, let's look at problems on escalator from time and distance. The question is this: an escalator with 200 steps keeps ascending from the ground floor to the first floor. It takes 25 seconds to climb up the escalator. If A speed is doubled and the speed of the escalator is increased by 300%, it takes 15 seconds less than it did before. Find the speed of the escalator. There are a few simple points on movement of escalator in relation to someone using it to climb up or down. If you understand these basic points, the problem may get simplified. So let me go through those essential points before looking at the solution. Supposing an escalator has, say, 50 steps, the number of steps on the escalator, 50 steps, which is usually taken as the distance in problems on escalator. Now, there is a person stepping onto the escalator and he does not move up or down. He remains stationary on the escalator. And the escalator alone is taking him up from one floor to the other. And let's assume escalator is covering, say, usually we denote the speed of the escalator by E. You can use whatever letters you want. Let's assume that escalator covers, say, 5 steps per second. This is the speed of the escalator, which means what? In every 1 second, it takes you up, or rather it covers 5 steps. In that case, this is the speed of the escalator. This is the distance to be covered. Supposing you want to find out the time the escalator takes you from one floor to the other floor, how do you find out? The normal way, the distance is 50. Every second you're moving 5 steps. So this is the speed. Distance by speed is time, which is 10. Rather, you take 10 seconds to go from one floor to the other using this escalator. Now let's look at a person who steps onto the escalator. He is also moving along with the escalator. Let's use A to denote the number of steps the person covers. Say 5 steps he is covering every 1 second, and the escalator is moving, say, 3 steps per second. And let's assume the escalator has 40 steps. In that case, how long does it take to go from one floor to the other? The total distance is 40, and in 1 step he covers 5 steps and the escalator covers 3 steps. So totally, on the assumption of a person is climbing up on an escalator that's moving up, then both are moving in the same direction. So in 1 step they will cover together 5 plus 3 steps. Rather, this is the effective speed. So this will come to 40 by 8, which is 5 seconds. So this is the time taken by a person who is climbing up an escalator that's ascending or moving up. Now let's look at a person who is using an escalator that's ascending to climb down. He's not climbing up, he is climbing down using an escalator that's going up. We may use the same case. Let A be the speed of the person, 5 steps, and let E be the speed of the escalator. Here, as you can see, they are moving in opposite directions. Every time, or rather every second, when the person takes 5 steps, the escalator is pushing him back 3 steps. So in effect, he's able to cover only 5 minus 3 equal to 2 steps. I hope you understand this point. Here, the person is climbing down, escalator is moving up. So as you can see, his speed is getting cut down by the speed of the escalator. So we take the difference. So every second he is able to cover only 2 steps on the assumption of the escalator having 40 steps totally. This is the time he takes to climb down, which will be, this 2 you get by, 5 minus 3, 20 seconds. Now let's use the same example to understand another simple point. On the assumption of the escalator being turned off, the escalator turns into a flight of stairs or a staircase. Supposing your speed is 5 seconds per second and escalator speed, as you know, 0 when turned off. If the total number of steps to be covered is say 40 steps, the escalator turns into a staircase when it is turned off. So 40 steps, and he is covering 5 steps per second. He will take 8 seconds. So these are the different movements of escalator in relation to a person using that escalator move up or down in escalator problem. If you have understood clearly these simple basic points, that will help you tackle any problems on escalator. Now let's come to the problem given here. Look at the problem here. The escalator is stated to have 200 steps. So n is given to be 200. What else does it say? A person takes 25 seconds to climb up the escalator, and the escalator is ascending. So both are moving in the same direction. They say he takes 25 seconds. We don't know the speed of A. Let me use A steps per second be the speed of the person A, and let E steps per second the speed of the escalator. Now when they are both moving in the same direction, the effective speed will be A plus C, and the total distance to be covered is 200 steps. So 200 by A plus C. In the first case, this distance, and this is the total speed, or rather the effective speed, and that's distance by speed is equal to time, given to be 25 seconds in the problem. So you got a simple equation, cross multiply, you get 200 by 25, which is 8. What else does it say? A speed is doubled, so A becomes 2A, and the speed of the escalator increased by 300%. If your quantity is increased by 300%, as you know, it will get increased to 4 times, rather E becoming 4E. This is the meaning of the speed of the escalator getting increased by 300%. These points I have covered in percentage problems. You may go through those videos. Video covering percentage in the description given below. Now, instead of A, we will use 2A. Instead of E, we will use 4E second time. So 200, again the same distance, divided by 2A, speed of the person, then 4E, speed of the escalator. And they say he takes 15 seconds less. So previously he took 25 seconds. 15 seconds less means 25 minus 15. Now cross multiply. 2A plus 4E equal to, this is 10, so 200 by 10, which is equal to 20. Now we have two equations. Yeah, this equation you can write as A plus C equal to eight, equation 1, this one, and this one will be 2A plus 4E equal to 20. We got two simple equations. By solving these two, you get both A and D. These are the two equations we have. Now, let me multiply the first equation by 2. So that 2A plus 2E equal to 16. Call it 3. Then 2 minus 3. 2E equal to 4, which implies E is equal to 2 steps per second. So this is the speed of the escalator you're asked to find out in the problem. That's all. Let's do one more problem before winding up this session. The next problem is this. I take 10 seconds to climb up an escalator that's ascending and 15 seconds to climb down the same. How long would I take to climb up the escalator if it is turned off? Here we don't know the number of steps on the escalator, which may be chosen as a variable. That might complicate the problem. So let's choose a convenient number for the number of steps on the escalator. Convenient number would be LCM of these two, 10 seconds and 15 seconds, which is, as you know, 30. Why I'm choosing 30, you will get to see as I'm done with the problem. I'm climbing up an escalator that's ascending. That means I'm covering a few steps per second. Let it be, we don't know what it is. Let A be my speed. Rather, A steps per second is my speed and E be the speed of the escalator. Every 1 second, the total steps covered will be A plus C. So rather, this is the effective speed of mine when going up the escalator, and N is the total number of steps. Yeah, we have assumed that to be 30. I will substitute. So this is the distance, this is the effective speed. Distance by speed, as you know, is the time which is given to be 10. See, I'm climbing up an escalator that's moving, means both are in the same direction. So A plus C will be the total speed. Now let's substitute N as 30 here. 30 by A plus C equal to 10. On cross multiplication, you will get A plus C. 30 by 10, which is 3. So we got one equation in A and B. Then I'm climbing down the same. The same means escalator that's ascending. So these are in different directions. If A is my speed, there's no change in that. as per the problem. A is the speed of the escalator. Here A minus E will be the effective speed because I am climbing down, escalator is moving up. And 30 is assumed to be the total number of steps, and for that obviously I'll take more time, which is given to be 15. Again cross multiplying A minus C, you will get as 30 by 15, which is 2. So we got a second equation. There are two very simple equations. Okay, let me add up these two. 1 plus 2, A plus A, 2A. E will cancel out, 5. This implies A is equal to 5 by 2. Rather, 5 by 2, so many what? Steps per second. This is my speed. Then the problem says the escalator is turned off. When turned off, escalator will be just a staircase. So you're climbing up, doesn't matter whether you're climbing up or down, an escalator that's turned off. So there's no escalator working. Escalator speed is 0. So you're climbing with your own speed, which is found to be 5 by 2 steps per second. And the total number of steps 30, which is the distance, and your speed is 5 by 2. Distance by speed, this will be the time you take to climb up the escalator, which is 30 into 2 by 5. So 60 by 5, which is 12 seconds. So this is the final answer to the question. Now I have worked out two problems. If there is any step to be clarified further, raise it in the comment section. I will address it there. See you guys in my next video, where I will help you with some more different kinds of problems from time and distance with smart solutions. Bye for now.